WWE was founded in 1952 by Jess McMahon, but WWE World Wrestling Entertainment was originally called Capital Wrestling Corporation. And then his son James McMahon changed it to Worldwide Wrestling Federation, or WWWF. And then by around the 1980s, when Vince McMahon Sr. died at age 69, his son Vincent Kennedy McMahon, also known as Mr. McMahon, called it WWF, World Wrestling Federation. And then in 2002, they changed it from World Wrestling Federation to World Wrestling Entertainment due to a lawsuit with the World Wildlife Fund. Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky was truly a wonderful Russian musician who lived from 1840 to 1893. But some people wanted him to enter politics, which of course never worked out. So Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky was actually inspired by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, who was a child prodigy himself, or Wunderkind. And when he started attending that music class, he was taught under the supervision of Anton Rubinstein. And he would eventually compose 3 great ballets: The Nutcracker, Sleeping Beauty, and Swan Lake. In 1930, when Dracula was being produced, they originally wanted Lon Chaney Sr. to play the title character, Count Dracula. But since he died of throat cancer in 1930, he would eventually be replaced with Bela Lugosi. I am Dracula. Listen to them, children of the night, what music they make. And Boris Karloff became Frankenstein, I believe, around the following year, in 1932. When Unsolved Mysteries started airing on television, in the pilot episode, the host was originally Raymond Burr. Then, in several specials after that, Raymond Burr would be replaced with Carl Malden. And then, a few specials after that, for the rest of the first season, Carl Malden would be replaced with Robert Stack. You know, at dawn, Nelson and Claude went looking for George, allegedly masquerading as police officers, and Nelson and another family member drove to Tim Setty's address. And that dude became insanely popular overnight because of his creepy voice and the stories themselves, including the infamous Chupacabra story. 1953, CinemaScope came into the picture, but the year before that, it was Cinerama. The first movie to be released in CinemaScope was The Robe, starring Gene Simmons and Richard Burton. But How to Marry a Millionaire, starring Marilyn Monroe, Betty Grable, and Lauren Bacall, was the first CinemaScope film to be photographed in the format. But The Robe finished ahead of time, so The Robe was the first one to be released in that format. 1963, when legendary animator Chuck Jones was fired from Warner Brothers, he started working for Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer to produce 34 Tom and Jerry shorts. And I tell you, Chuck Jones was truly unique in his distinct art style, in his contemporary class. Garfield the Cat was created by Jim Davis in June of 1978. And that comic strip has been printed in like thousands of newspapers in many different languages around the world, including French, German, Japanese, Castilian Spanish, Latin American Spanish, Italian, Czech, Thai, Mandarin, Cantonese, Swedish, Danish, Finnish, Norwegian, Korean, and Brazilian Portuguese. Yes, even Italian, or Italiano, if you live in Spain, Mexico, or Italy. In the Nick Jr. television series Dora the Explorer, Dora and the rest of the gang actually teach you basic words in Spanish. But in the Castilian and Latin American dubs, it's actually in reverse, where they actually teach you basic English words, which is pretty much the same way in other countries around the world, including Germany, Japan, and Italy. Japan, Secret of Mana is actually Seiken Densetsu 2. And the first Seiken Densetsu and the third Seiken Densetsu were never released in America, only the second game, which is Seiken Densetsu 2, known to us Americans as Secret of Mana. Date Bayo, as Naruto would say. Believe it.